Hello everyone, today we will talk about VMware NSX Federation. For this demo we will be using NSX-T 3.0. We will also record a session for NSX-T 3.1. My name is Victor Monga. I work for VMware based out of Palo Alto. I'm also involved with communities such as Cloud Security Alliance, Varsity Testing, and ISECA. Today, star of the evening is going to be Pankaj Verma. He will be the one showing us the demo for NSX Federation. With that, Pankaj, all yours.
This is the topology. Before that, I'll just little bit explain that the lab I have. I have hardware and software details here. I have a 3 Dell PowerEdge 410 12 core processor and 128 GB RAM, 3 terabyte, like 12 terabyte of hard disk. I have 4 of them. For this presentation, I'll be using just 2 of them, just to showcase that between 2 data center instead of 4. I have a 37 Cisco switches, 2 switches, 2 routers, NSX Global Manager and Local Manager. Okay. Okay, going to the next slide here. This is about my design, cluster design. So I'll just go to the next slide here. This is my cluster design diagram. We have 2 data centers, Syracuse and Plano. Syracuse is the primary data center and Plano is the secondary. I have 3 clusters basically. One, we have a management clusters, then we have an edge nodes, edge clusters, and compute clusters. But I'm keeping the edge nodes in the management cluster itself, so it's a collapsed one. So it's just we can say it's a collapsed management class edge clusters at both the data centers. We have local vCenter and local NSX Manager and NSX-T Manager, and this vCenter are configured in enhanced link mode, so we can manage everything from here. Lab for the global manager, we have a Syracuse data center as a primary, Plano secondary. We created an one segment, stretch segment, that is global segment. We have 2 segments, but I'll be testing the server on one of the segment only. Created a global tier 1. The global manager is at Plano data centers. So from there we are managing both the data centers. And we have a global manager, a global tier 0 at for the communication to the physical world. Okay, these are my BGP session from my Plano. My tier 0, global tier 0 has a BGP session with the 100.1.2 with my Cisco router, and here it is 18 is the neighbor. Meanwhile, it is logging. So here my vCenter, the NSX Manager. This is my 205 is the IP of my NSX Manager at secondary data center 5. Okay. So this has been logged in vCenter. We can come back here. Now we have both the data center, both the vCenter. We can see that. Okay. So here we have Syracuse as the primary data center. Here we have compute edge management clusters. Again, here we have compute edge management and main. It's a nested environment, so it is management. Under this, we don't have anything. Okay. So going back here, this is my NSX Manager at, I'll just keep it like this. This is my primary data center. I have an NSX Manager here, a local NSX Manager. This is the secondary data center, local NSX Manager. Then we have a global NSX Manager here. So if I go to the global NSX Manager, we can see the system view. Here, this is my global manager. I added my both the data center, NSX Manager 3 and 2. 3 is my, the name 3 is my this guy, so I'll just name it as per the lab, NSX MGR03, and this is NSX MGR02. Okay, so we can see that these are up, appliances are up. We can go here and see that local managers. We can see it's unavailable, but we get this error. This error is that because it doesn't the global manager doesn't support an multi-tenancy as of now, so that is the error we are getting. Then we go to after that we go to the networking. Here we can see that the network overview. Overall, we have how many tier 0 we have, how many segments we have, how many tier 1s we have. So from here, I have created a segment, a global segment. So there we need bare minimum 2 global segment here, or a segment for physical connectivity. When I create my logical router, a tier 0 will have a respective data centers uplink. Okay, so if I go here, this is my physical. So this tier 0 has to have an uplink VLAN here, and this has to have an uplink VLAN here. So that I can configure locally, or I can configure from global manager. So I've configured both from the global manager here. This is one uplink for PDC, and this is for Syracuse. Okay, this is VLAN backed, because through using this, we will be creating a physical path for BGP communication. This is my global segment. This is the segment I have created. So these are the segments. This segment is, we're talking about this particular segment. So this segment will have workload connected to that. Okay. Then we have a tier 0. I didn't create a tier 1 as of now, though in figure I'm showing that, but I can create and add it. I'll show like during the lab, we will do that as well. Okay. But for now, we created a tier 0. This is a tier 0 we created from the global manager. So when you create that, you go to the location. Okay, when you create it, here you get an option to select a location. So I selected, and you choose the cluster, whatever cluster you have, edge cluster, you need to choose that. That's it. And then you go here, interfaces. Here we can set up the interfaces, whatever we configured here segment for the BGP. We configured here for the BGP session. So that segment I have the interface. This is the interface connecting to the physical world that I have created here. And then the BGP. So BGP is the local layers. Here, when we are configuring from global manager, because a single pane of glass configuring to data center. So every tier 0, though we have a 2 tier 0s, kind of like this is a logical tier here, tier 0 here, but it will have a same AS number. In our case, it is 65002. Okay. Then we go to the BGP neighbor. We will create that. And here we need to add a BGP neighbor. So that is what is your neighbor IP. If I go here, show IP BGP summary, for example, my BGP neighbor IP is this one. Sorry, this one. If I say show IP interface brief include 100.100.201. So I have two VLAN 1701702. So this is my one BGP peer from my, this is the BGP peer from my PDC data center, and this is from my Syracuse one. Okay, so I have given the name here, all those things, the IP, and you simply put the location, which location it is, and remote AS number. That's it. Once it is done, you save it and then close it. And then we need to go to route distribution. Here we need to go and say add a route distribution for each data center. You go here, route distribution. Here you can say connected or tier 1 route need to be redistributed. That is, we need to do at both the data centers. Once it is done, as soon as we are done, then we will go to the respective data centers, and we can see we will have a same global tier here. Also segment. The one segment we created here was, if you go here, global sec 01. Okay. If you go here, we have this global sec 01, and it will be marked as GM. This is the uplink which we connected towards the physical. That also we configured from here. This is the uplink we have. SYR GLS 701, SYR 701 with GM. That means this particular component configured from global manager. Once it is done, then you go to the tier 0. Here we can, when we do that, we attach that global segment to uplink. So in my case, I had the tier 0, so I connected tier 0. We can connect it via tier 1 to tier 0. But in our test case, it is connected to tier 0. If we go here on a tier 0, again, we have a global manager here, like global tier 0 configured from global manager. We can easily see that it is GM. If you go here, here you can simply see that you won't be able to make any changes. Whatever we configured from there has been replicated here. Okay, we see that we have an interface which we configured there. Just a verification. I won't be able to make changes here. Okay, see that if we can. Okay, respective we can do that. Okay, BGP we cannot. So it is basically from whatever we configured from here can be seen locally. Once it is done, if I go to my physical router, I would be able to see the BGPs. If you see that my BGP is up, okay, sorry, it's interface, show IP BGP summary, BGP summary 201. So these are the two sessions we have. One is 2, one is 18, and we are getting a route. So if we say show IP route, we can see what is the network we configured for this segment. Simply go here, add it. The segment we configured 10, 100, 30. Okay, so if we go here, we should be able to see, yeah, here, show IP route 10, 100, 30.1. We can see we are getting from 201.2. Okay, yeah, show IP BGP. If I see simply this, we are getting two routes for the two BGP routes, one from 18, one from 2. The preferred is 2. Okay, so now I connected a workload with this. If I go here, the workload I had, this is my workload, CentOS on Syracuse data center. This is my CentOS test machine. Here we have gone. I connected this segment here. This global segment connected the workload to this logical switch or logical segment. And once I'm done, I should be able to ping it from here. So let's first ping from my router. Ping 10, 100, 30.11. It's pinging. If I ping from my laptop, it should be pinging. It's pinging. Okay. So this way we can see that we configured the respective local manager, local NSX manager from a global manager, and whatever implemented we did, it has been replicated to both the data center, and we are able to reach the workload. We can do one thing. Let's say we are pinging it. Let's see that -T. I'm continuous pinging it, and if I go and trace it, T 130.11. Okay, I see that because my best path is 2. Let's try to shut down the BGP at 2, and let's see if the traffic moves to the second data center. Now this is show IP route 10.100 30.11. Now we're getting from the 18. That means we are getting the route. Okay, and I don't see any drop here. That means earlier the traffic was going, again we can see the trace here. Now it moved to 18. Okay, so if we can see that earlier the traffic was going like from here, and then when I did the shutdown, it is passing. Now this BGP session is down, but it is taking this path.